Bruce Dickinson is not the singer of Iron Maiden. He's a different Bruce Dickinson. He was the lead singer of a band called Pop Poppins here in Dallas. He and I went out to Los Angeles to try and get them a publishing deal. Basically, we just packed up his car and drove out there. Back then, I mean, there was a lot of buzz around Dallas bands. A lot of Dallas bands were getting signed to major labels and getting deals and all that. And one of the people who was really influential in that was a Dallas DJ named Liza Richardson. She had moved out to Los Angeles, and she was a DJ on KCRW. Actually, she still is on KCRW in Santa Monica. And anyway, Bruce and I went out to Los Angeles, and we stayed with her at her condominium in Brentwood. And we were there when OJ did his thing. Unfortunately, Bruce and I had gone out to eat one afternoon looking to get something to eat for lunch, and went into this restaurant called Mezzaluna. And there was a hockey game on TV, but Bruce was a big hockey fan, and I think it was the Stanley Cup playoffs. We were sitting there at the bar watching the hockey game, and one of the servers there, it was during the downtime in the afternoon, in between the lunch and the dinner rush. We were literally the only people in there. And one of the servers, who was like folding silverware and doing his daily routine, getting ready for the night rush, came over and talked to us and said hi to us. And, we sat there and shot the shit with him and all that. And then, of course, the next day, OJ, had did his thing or whatever.
The Los Angeles police are now searching for him. Simpson has been charged with 2 counts of murder, with 2 counts, that is, for the murder of his ex-wife and her male friend.
And Liza's apartment literally was about 200 yards down the street from Nicole Brown's place. And, there were a lot of police helicopters everywhere. Liza's next door neighbor came over and knocked on her door, and Liza was asleep at the time, but the lady looked at me and goes, "Well, he did it." And I was like, "Who did what?" And she's like, "OJ, he killed his wife. He said he was going to do it." We had seen him running down the street with a butcher knife before, yelling and screaming. And, we figured this kind of thing was just inevitable, but apparently that's what all these police helicopters are. And we're like, wow, O.J. Simpson, the football player, And, of course, the next day, the L.A. newspaper came out, and there were photographs of Nicole and Ronald Goldman. And I, looked at this photo. I was like, that's the guy we were talking to yesterday at Mezzaluna. And I showed the picture of Bruce, and Bruce was like, oh, my God, And anyway, that's what happened. I mean, we were literally probably 100 yards down the street from it when it happened.
Man, that's what's funny about that is you're so much of Dallas music history you're involved in, and then that kind of led you to be part of a larger piece of American history, which is pretty.
It was pure coincidence. I mean, we just happened to be at that place at that time. It wasn't like we were trying to get involved in it or anything like that. We just I didn't really make the connection or put 2 and 2 together until I saw the newspaper the next day with his photograph in it.
Man, that's so insane, so insane.